afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. You're listening to me, Dr. Den, on the Dr. Den Dash Show on Black Fox Radio. First of all, I'd like to thank you for tuning in or selecting this podcast, number one in a series of what I hope will be many in the near future. This one's about robots and delivery services. I'm talking about letters, parcels, anything you order from people like Amazon, eBay, all that sort of stuff. So before I get into it, I'd like to give some credit to the BBC Sounds and Doe with Greg Foote, who were part of my main research. I spent quite a few hours researching stuff and, of course, my personal experiences in this field, which I'll explain later. Okay, so I don't know if any of you have noticed, but in Cambridge there's these autonomous little robots running around delivering groceries, and in Milton Keynes there are these little six-wheeled robots, boxes, running around, going up to doors and dropping groceries off. I haven't actually seen one, but somebody I know has, and he says they're a bit creepy. Well, whether that's true or not, I don't know. Little boxes running around by themselves, I can't see that being creepy, but you never know. Maybe. Anyway, in the meantime, every boss, Craig Noonan, is trialling in Leeds dogs that are delivering parcels. Apparently, this one is creepy. A dog, it shakes its butt and a parcel drops out. The dog can handle heavy parcels and multiples delivering to one door. I'm not so sure I want a dog shaking its butt at my door, robotic or otherwise. Drone companies like Zipline wing urgent medical supplies. Now that's a great idea, and apparently they're doing it in the USA, Australia and Japan. I think that's brilliant, especially with the congestion on motorways that we got at the moment. I can see that with hearts, livers, kidneys, whatever it is, they need to get from one place to another very, very quickly. I think that's great. A drone flying it one place to another very, very quickly, especially as some of these drones can travel up to 100 miles an hour. I think that would be great. But they can also deliver groceries, so as long as they don't deliver a cabbage to the local hospital for a heart transplant, I can't see there being an issue, but you never know. There's also a company called Manage Your Own Delivery, apparently run by Alan Hicks in Dublin, Finland and the USA. The drone sizes are about the size of a large seagull. They can carry up to 2 kilograms and the sizes are up to 3 shoeboxes in volume. They're partnered with Deliveroo and Just Eat, and they can order the same way as Just Delivery. It's by drone. So in other words, it's the same thing. You go online, order whatever it is, and they just deliver rather than a guy on a motorbike come and deliver it. It's done by drone. The advantage of the drone is obviously it's quick and safely. Environmental costs are low, it's low noise. And believe it or not, their number one product is coffee. I reckon from the order you can get a coffee in 3 minutes. Is it worth it? I'm not so sure. I can make a coffee in my coffee machine in 30 seconds, but there you go. The CAA in this country are looking to give drone clearance for deliveries in this country. Amazon in particular are looking to test drones in Darlington this year. By the time you hear this, they've probably already got them flying around out there somewhere. So fingers crossed, they may already be out there delivering. So I think that's enough about drones. I think we can safely say that by this time next year, drones will be a familiar sight flying around our skies, delivering various different bits and pieces. So let's move on to the next one. This is one that I'm particularly interested in, is smart lockers. I think we'll be using them more and more for lots of reasons. And the main reason being is that you can hopefully in the future divert your parcel, especially Every, who have got this idea, that if Every are delivering your parcel and you're not home, you can contact them and get it diverted to one of their lockers So, in other words, I'm not going to be home in time for that parcel. You can contact the driver and he'll deliver it to one of their 10,000 lockers, which they already have. They've also got shops that they can deliver it to. The good thing about the lockers is they're 24/7. So I think that's a great idea. I've used lockers before myself and I think they're brilliant. I can see that being part of the future as opposed to a drone delivery or something else. Brilliant idea. Okay, on to letters, parcels and robots. Okay, how do you get your parcels and letters sent in the future? So, first, someone sends you a letter or a parcel, and the most important thing they do is they have to go to their computer, and they do this by typing in the address and, most importantly, the postcode. They need to put in the weight and the size of the parcel, or in the case of a letter, just the size of the envelope. Is then where the computer software calculates the price and then prints you a label, and this label contains the all-important barcode. Now, this is upsetting me a little bit because I'm a stamp collector. There's no stamps anymore. It's just a barcode that's stuck on the parcel or the envelope, and that's all you need. No stamps. So I'm a bit upset about that. I've got to say, Royal Mail, I think you're diddling us collectors, and it's going to be a horrible future for stamp collectors because there is going to be no stamps. So does that mean the end of stamp collecting? Any other stamp collectors out there upset by this? Contact me and let me know, because I know I'm really upset about this. But unfortunately, that's the future. I know they're trying to save on money and printing colourful stamps and all the rest of it, but anyway, we'll go from there. Okay, so let's have a look. So you got your label, you stick it on your parcel, letter or whatever, and off you go. So the Royal Mail has unveiled its postbox of the future. This is a solar-powered postbox that has a built-in barcode reader with a large hatch which can accept parcels bigger than a letterbox. The Royal Mail said the new futuristic-looking postbox is to maximise choice and convenience for the customers, as the number of letters people send is declining and parcel trade continues to boom. Customers can scan their packages using barcode scanner powered using solar panels on the black lid, and aim to store the energy when there is no sun, but put it in the large drawer that will open. Now, this is the weird thing. When you look at this post box, it's like the traditional red post box, a little bit bigger, but it's got this huge black thing on the top. Looks like a giant black hat. Yeah, a bit weird. Anyway, they can use the Royal Mail app to request proof of posting, a new feature recently introduced so that people can post mail barcode parcels in a post box. 5 post boxes can be trialled in Hertfordshire and Cambridgeshire, so they're going to trial them in those 2 places. 5 of the new post boxes are being piloted in Ware, Hertford, Falmere areas across Hertfordshire and Cambridgeshire, before Royal Mail intends to roll them out across the UK. Royal Mail hope the new post boxes will make it easier for people to send parcels using their services, as there are 115,000 post boxes in the UK located within half a mile of 98% of addresses, while the pillar boxes already accept parcels small enough to fit through the letterbox. Thousands across the country would be adapted to accept larger parcels, so I take it they're going to make the slots bigger. As the cost of living increases, second-hand shopping became more important for a quarter of shoppers, with 1 in 5 increasing their use of second-hand shopping apps in the final quarter of 2024. As well as updating the post boxes, Royal Mail has more than 21,000 locations where customers can drop off and collect parcels, including 1,000 lockers, 7,000 collect stores, 11,500 post office branches, 1,200 Royal Mail customer service points, and 1,200 parcel post boxes. Royal Mail has successfully reached its target of 90% automation across its parcel operations, making a major milestone in ongoing modernisation strategy. The following years of investment in state-of-the-art technology and infrastructure by the company aimed at improving efficiency and customer services. The upgrades to customers' operations include the opening of 2 advanced automated parcel hubs in Warrington and Daventry. So good on Royal Mail making all that investment on making the super post box. So now we've got our letter or parcel in the post box. What happens next? Well, this is where the fun begins. This is the bit I like. So, an electric van pulls up to the letterbox. A robot rolls out of the back of the van with a trolley attached. It rolls up to the post box at the back of it and opens electronically. The letters and parcels are transferred to the trolley. The post box is locked and the robot and trolley return to the van. The robot and the van then move on to the next post box. Once all the boxes are emptied, the post is then taken to the local sorting office. A small army of robots are waiting to unload the vans. The letters and parcels are then separated and the letters go to the CFC, the colour-facing canceller, which rejects any item larger than a standard letter or card. Those rejected are sent to the appropriate areas for sorting automatically. First and second class are sorted into separate conveyor belts. 22 to 24,000 letters are sorted an hour. Wow, that's impressive. Okay, so first class costs £1.70 and should arrive the next day. However, this is no longer guaranteed. A guaranteed service is now available for £9.25. It's ridiculous. Sorry, £9.25. Oh my God. Anyway, the post is now sent to the ILSM, the intelligent sorting machine. The letters are placed on a conveyor belt. The ILSM reads the postcode and prints the barcode on each envelope and holds details of the address. The mail is now taken to the CSM, compact sequence sorting machine, by a worker. This is the only time it appears that somebody, human, actually touches the letters. Okay, the CSSM sorts out the mail into the order that it will be delivered in. The letters are now sent to the delivery offices. It's loaded onto the van by the robots, and then they start their journeys. When the van arrives at the local sorting office, the trolleys are unloaded by a robot. The letters are then picked out of a box from the trolley and placed into smaller boxes with slots or fillets with street names and door numbers on them. Once this is done, they are loaded into a small trolley where the local autumn postman, a robot dog, is waiting for the postal letters. I'm sorry, I'm reading this from my notes. As you can tell, it's not very clear. I'll go over that last bit again. They're loaded onto a small trolley where the local auto postman, a robot dog, is waiting to post the letters. If that makes any more sense, I don't know, maybe it does. Although it looks like a dog, it can stand like a man, open gates and ring doorbells and get signatures by having people sign its screen on its chest. The letters are now delivered safely. So basically, it's a fully automated system from when you post your letter to when it gets to where it's going, and it's like the human hardly ever touches it. It's only in the local depot when this guy moves it from one place to another. I suppose that can be now done by a robot. It probably is by now. That's how it's going to be in the future. So yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited by it to a certain degree. I'm unhappy that we as humans are losing our jobs to automation, but I think unfortunately that's going to happen. It's not just parcels and letters where that's happening. I think it's going to be worldwide for everything that can be done by a robot. It's going to be done by a robot. Yeah, and we're not going to have a say in it, really. So, moving on to something I do know a lot about. In another life, I was in IT for a long time, long time. And I was asked by a friend if I would go and help his friend to start up a parcel company, delivering parcels, but it needed to be all done online. And basically, they needed some software and some hardware to literally copy a parcel, check a parcel from start to finish, where it was going, who had it, and why they had it. You know, everything about this parcel. They wanted to know everything about this parcel, where it was from start to finish. So they called me in. So for 3 months, it was only me who knew anything about IT. I banged my head with the managing director and a couple of other guys, and we bashed our heads together, and I came up with a system which turned out to be absolutely brilliant. It involved hiring a Russian satellite, believe it or not, for a while. That was the plan. And we got some other systems that we could get people to sign for their parcels, which was a one-off at the time. Nobody else had that. Yeah. So anyway, how did it all work? So let me explain how it worked, and it might seem very familiar to you now, but at the time, nobody had this. So the customer goes online and orders a pickup for their parcel. They have already weighed it and entered the size of the parcel onto the system. The system now returns a price and a label. The customer pays and can now print off the label. The customer sticks the label on the parcel, ordering a collection. This has to be done before midday, and there's a reason for that. So midday is when they order the collection. So the collection is done after midday, as are all the deliveries. So if you can imagine, the deliveries are done before midday, and the collections are done after midday. So all the collections are done first thing in the morning, and the collections are done in the afternoon. So deliveries in the morning, collections in the afternoon. That's how it works. Okay. So the idea was a robot arrives for the collection. A van knocks on the door, literally. The parcel is handed to the robot, who inserts and injects an RFID pellet into the parcel and prints a receipt for the customer. Brilliant. When the robot enters the van, the parcel tells the van it's there. In other words, the van has a sensor in it that identifies that the parcel is now on board. So the van now runs off to its next customer, same sequence, bang, 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 until it's got all the parcels on board. Then it goes to the local hub. Once it's in the local hub, the hub detects all of the parcels that are there. So in other words, every parcel that's in that van is detected and it's recorded. So it now knows where every single parcel is. It's in the local hub. So now it's in the local hub, it has to go to the main hub, the central hub in Birmingham. And the reason they all go to Birmingham is from there it can then send it to the local hubs, wherever they may be, for delivery. So what happens next? A van comes to the local depot to go to Birmingham. Yeah? So this van which is a rather large van, as you can imagine. It's going to Birmingham. We won't just stop at this local hub. It will go to several local hubs before it goes to Birmingham. But the parcels are then loaded from this local hub into the main van. But as it goes into the main van, it records it that it's left the local depot and is now in the main van going to Birmingham. Tick, 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 it's recorded. Then the van goes off to Birmingham, but it's recorded in the main van going to Birmingham. Now, not only that, the satellite is tracking all these parcels. It knows exactly where every parcel is. The company, the parcel company, can actually see where every parcel is, which motorway it's on, which road it's on. If the van stops, it can tell it's stopping. If the driver decides to go and have a coffee break, it can see the van stopped and it knows how long he stopped for. Anyway, it gets to Birmingham. As it gets to the depot in Birmingham, the main hub, the system can see it, and it knows that the van has now arrived at the main hub in Birmingham and all the parcels are being unloaded. Tick, 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 tick. The system ticks it all off. Bye-bye, it's all arrived. So it knows that every parcel is now in Birmingham. Now, Birmingham is exceptionally busy. If you can imagine, every local depot in the country is sending all their parcels to Birmingham. So they're all in now, and now these little robots are scurrying around, picking them up and saying, right, I've got to put this parcel from here, and it's got to go to there, because this has got to go to Cambridge now. So it gets a trolley, which is marked Cambridge, and it picks the parcel up and it puts it in the trolley for Cambridge. So it takes that trolley to the Cambridge exit for the van in the morning. So next thing is, it pushes it to the exit for Cambridge. The van arrives to go to Cambridge first thing in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. It pushes that trolley into the back of the van. It registers, beep, 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 on the system. It's on the van. It's left the depot. It's now on the van. It's registered. The van has got sensors in it that says, I've got the parcel for Cambridge and I'm going. And off it goes down to Cambridge local depot. Obviously, it's not just going to stop at Cambridge. It's going to stop at several locations on its way down. And each time it does and it unloads the parcels, it's recorded. Anyway, it gets to Cambridge, local depot, beep, beep, beep. It's there, it's unloaded. Ding. Next thing is, the local guy who's delivering the parcels in Cambridge pulls up in his van. It's recorded, blah, 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 ding, 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 goes in there. It's in his van. Every single movement of this parcel was recorded. Goes into the van. So next thing is the little robot gets to the address where this parcel was going. So gets to the back of the van, the door opens, the robot comes out, he's got his parcel with him, goes up to the front door, ding dong. Person opens the door, he hands him the parcel, he has to sign for it, sticks his chest out, got a little scribble thing, signs it, ding, that's it. Transaction completed. The company can track every single place that parcel has been to, what van it was into, what depot it's been into, what robot had contact with it. Even in the depots, it can trace every single place that parcel has been. If it's got lost, where it got lost, why it got lost, because it's all recorded, every single bit of it. So that's how the future of your parcels are going to work, I think, I hope. So you can never lose a parcel. That's the theory. Now, that's the system that I work with, except for the robots. We had humans. There was no robots. Human error clipping, but the RFID tagging thing, was what we was going to work with. So unfortunately, we never got round to putting the RFID tags into the vans or into the parcels. At the time we had stickers instead, and the problem with the stickers was they were easy to remove, because we didn't have time to come up with the technology to stick in the RFID tags. I was working with a guy in Vegas who was working on absolutely micro RFID tagging systems, so we never got around to that. But that's basically, I think, how the future of parcels and letters are going to be in the next 3 or 4 years. So robots are going to be delivering stuff right, left and centre. I think people like eBay, Amazon and people like that will have everything set up. If you order something to be delivered by eBay from your home, you won't post it yourself. They will send you packaging the next day, and you'll just shove your stuff in. They'll have the correct boxes, envelopes or whatever to put your stuff in, and they'll just collect it from you and send it. Amazon already have the correct packaging. Sometimes it's oversized, which I can't understand. A giant envelope for something the size of a 10p piece. Still can't get my head around that, but there you go. Yeah, I think 2 or 3 years' time, they'll have it all sussed. Royal Mail, I think they've got a monopoly on nearly everything letter-wise. However, I think they're overcharging for what they got. If somebody could come up with an alternative at a reasonable price, I think Royal Mail may have some serious competition. As far as stamps go, like I said, I'm a collector. I think they may be making a big mistake if they go fully postcode sticker only, which is what they're trying to do. I think they need to have an alternative for the customer to use a stamp or a postcode. I think customers still like to use a stamp, especially at Christmas time. At least do 1 month, one collector's edition a month, because they can make a lot of money. I'm sure they make a lot of money out of collectors. They charge enough. The last set I bought was just under 20 quid, I think, for 1 month's worth of stamps, just one set. So they're going to do that. I think, and there must be thousands of stamp collectors. They can still make money. So I think that's enough to finish the podcast for this week. Yeah. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you did, leave your comments somewhere. Send me an email. Send me a tweet. Send me whatever it is. Let me know what you want to do next, because this is a Dr. Den Does. Let me know what you want me to do and talk about. Thank you for listening. I really do appreciate it. Look after your family, look after yourself, and thank you. And have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you very much.
You can listen to these podcasts on Podbean, Mixcloud and YouTube. Just search Dr. Den Does and Black Fox Radio.